Remaking Minesweeper was easy until I decided to add a boat and turning it into an open world game. Kinda. So, if you missed my last video or it's your first time here, hi, I'm Jiovi, a random guy that's trying to make a weird Minesweeper game where you actually control the Minesweeper on some random generated islands and with the goal of finding a treasure chest without blowing yourself up. Last time I made the first devlog and it went pretty much like this. So, in order to fix the situation I fell into, I decided to went all in and make little devlogs like this one, where I tried to fix the issues and add your suggested features, with the goal of finishing this game and publish it. So, if you wanna be part of this journey, make sure to subscribe. Enjoy! At the moment, the game works pretty much like this. You are a Minesweeper with the goal of opening this treasure chest. Meanwhile, you complete the Minesweeper to survive the hidden mines around the level. Once you arrive on the treasure chest, in order to open it, you need math numbers and operators that are spawned around the level, forming a secret operation that you have to compile inside this panel. Once you got it right, the chest will open, showing you 3 random cards that you need to choose between in order to upgrade your character with different abilities. Once you make that decision, you will progress on the next level and repeat the same process to a never-ending cycle until you step on a mine or the timer runs out. So, now that you know how the game works, the most common suggestion that I received was to delete items, cards and the puzzle system, so basically the entire game. But because I can't just delete everything, I will say one of these 3 big mechanics. And because the math puzzles operations and the cards are 2 big systems that I just added the last time thinking they could improve the game, but in reality they just make it more chaotic, I decided to delete completely those 2 systems and just keep the items. Now, in order to open the treasure, instead of compiling an elementary operation which was easy and kinda pointless, you just need to find the key hidden around the level and reach the chest. Okay, fine. What about enemies? Items should be good to go against enemies. Why you don't add enemies with a combat system? Well, you actually got a really cool point right here. And I'm not hiding to you that I'm already working on it. But that's a topic that I will probably talk about in the next devlog. We all know the miner is the real protagonist here, which you guys seems to appreciate pretty much in the last devlog, even if some of you wanted him dead. Yeah, I don't know why, but that was kind of funny, honestly. But right now there is a really big problem, that our miner doesn't have eyes, so it doesn't really see the world around him. So in order to fix this problem, I decided to give him a pair of new eyes that are also animated. In fact, if you move the tile hammer around the level, the eyes of the miner will follow him, making him look like he's interested in what you're gonna do with him. But yeah, that's not really an improvement of the gameplay, so yeah, let's just move on some more serious things. After reading some of your comments, I also fixed and added some new features, like a scroll function to zoom in and out the level to have a wider vision of it, add a text name indicating the current item selected in inventory, updated the player UHD with a big ass slider bar indicating your miner level instead of your left score to high score like before, and added also some icons, which one of them is also animated. Whoa, crazy. Then I also made levels bigger and fixed some very important features for a Minesweeper game, like making diagonals opening cells finally working and added up to 8 possible mines around a single tile. But probably the most significant change I made this time is turning the game into a 16:9 ratio resolution kinda thing. Because we deleted cards upgrades before, in order to empower our miner now, we need to count on items. At the moment, the working items are the pickaxe, the axe, the helmet and the gold key. But while I was reading your comments, I saw one of you suggesting to add so many things that my mind literally exploded. So I tried to take some of them and reshape them to fit the current game style. For example, the trash cards the gentleman was talking about, I reshaped them and created a new type of item, the wicked items, which instead of having a white outline like the normal ones, they have a black outline. And instead of helping you with cool abilities, they try to make you lose. For example, I made a wine bottle that makes you drunk, which means it makes the miner goes on a random cell instead of just stopping at the final destination chosen. Or the hamburger that makes the character move slower. Talking about normal items, I added a dynamite to reveal with one shot multiple cells, revealing also the mines that will explode, making this really cool explosion effect, and creating a chain of reaction if there are other mines near the explosion area. The cool thing here is that even the flags can explode. In fact, if a flag has been placed correctly on a tile with a mines under it, the flags will start the same blinking animation as the mines does. And after the explosion, the flag will turn black, like it's been burned. I just like to add useless things, I know. I then recreated some of the card's abilities there were before, like the shoes that now you can collect to go faster. The more shoes you have in your inventory, the more powerful will be the effect, and the metal detector that before was the power of the Sixth Sense card, but since the card don't exist anymore, here it is. It basically generates a radar wave effect that detects all the hidden mines around the tile selected. That's pretty sick. Finally, I also added another item, the drill, that randomly digs around until it reaches an already digged cell. And we comes to the end of this devlog, where the last suggestion that I decided to add for this devlog is the final boss of the suggestions. And it's this one. Add boats. You made me laugh a lot, and I don't exactly know why, but it was really funny. And this other man saying add houses, like what? How am I supposed to add houses, bro? It becomes a real estate building simulator game. But whatever. Between the two, add houses or add boats, I decided to pick the add boats option. And yeah, I decided to implement the boat in this way, where the miner uses it to travel on water cells, since now our active cells has the normal ones. Finally, in order to make the ocean more ocean-like and the land more of an island, I make the tiles dynamically colored. So if the tiles of a land are near water, they become sand, and if the water is far away from the land, it's deeper, meaning the color is darker. And honestly, I really like this cool design thing because it leads to create visually beautiful random generated levels. And due to the fact that now there are actually islands and dynamically generated and colored tiles, it can happen progressing on higher levels to have splitted islands, so multiple islands to play on. That's happened when the main island is so big that it needs to be split in 2 small islands or even 3 more islands. Finally, I added also clouds that make some random area of the land hidden to force you explore in search for hidden items. So this was the second devlog of Minebus. Let me know what you think about this game and write your suggestions in the comments because you have a really high chance to just appear in the next devlog of this game. You guys have really high creative ideas, not gonna lie. Thank you all for watching this video and we will see you the next time. Bye.